me introduce my previous client, Tamara. When she began working with me, she was looking for a change. She had been trying to make some things happen, especially getting to herself to a place where she could take more control of her health, push that category forward. And she kind of hit this area where she knew she wanted to get to the next level, but she was stuck. Along came Coach Lewis. So what first brought you to me? What first brought you to working with me? Besides the fact that we go way back, we're both veterans.
I guess your approach for the most part. A lot of things that I believed in, you didn't tell me, nah, I got to sell you this product and it got to be this way, because that's a turnoff,
Yep.
especially when a person has done enough research to know fruits and vegetables is the way. Clean protein and changing your thought process.
Oh, yeah.
So I never knew the impact of digging deep in that, the mental aspect of it. Because the first time I took it upon myself to change my health, I did a juice fast and I did it with a group. So I had support, but personally, I struggled so much and so much came out of me detox wise. So
when you did do the journaling, how was it for you first?
The struggle was real at first.
Yep.
The struggle was real. But I pushed through it. I took your advice, even if I had to write the same thing multiple days to get over that hump. Just sticking with it and the consistency is what, helped me get to be where I needed to be.
And what was that? Describe where you felt you needed to be.
Definitely moving out of, I had some areas of negative thinking that were plaguing me. Not in my forefront of my brain, but like back here and come up every now and then. Mostly when I'm laying in the bed at night, it would come up, So it helped me move past that.
Good.
And my mindfulness journey, I was looking at my stuff on IG, started like 8 to 10 years ago.
Wow,
but it was only this past year and meeting you that I was able to be able to move forward in some areas. You encouraged me to write in reference to my Calm app when I post that. I don't know if you noticed here lately, stuff just been flowing out easily the past few weeks, and it's no longer just the hashtags. I got something to say.
And guys, let me tell you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had like a huge aversion to taking that method on, which is the journaling method that I teach. But, as you started to do it, you fought that resistance, which, I'm really proud of you for doing that. As you started doing it, what did you feel? What did you start to feel as you went through with it?
I felt lighter. I felt like it wasn't a struggle to get the words out. Good. The words would just come. As I'm listening to the session, things would just drop in me. Even so that if I felt like I was missing a piece of it, I would go back and listen to it again, and it would just come right back to me.
Nice. So along with that and the other stuff that I had you do, what was your first thing about it?
Thoughts was, you got to be consistent, girl.
I get that. What was your opinion? What was your opinion of
that? My opinion is, I know that it would work. I just had to do the work so it can manifest. Because I already believed that it would work.
So what's the biggest thing you took away from working with me after you did move on? What is something that you still have to this day?
Journaling.
Love it.
Even though I had my moments where I haven't done it, been consistent, it definitely helped me through a tough patch earlier this year. If it wasn't for the journaling during that time, And I'm still stuck on the 5 things I'm grateful for now. That
Quick, before
alone.
you continue, what she's talking about is that I have a journaling framework, and one of the first sections is you have to come up with 5 things you're grateful for, which is easy to write, but the hard part is you have to feel it. You got to find a way to feel the gratitude for what you're putting on the paper. It can't just be hollow words that you're putting down. And yeah, it's a tough challenge, but like any muscle, what she's talking about is she's building that muscle to be able to bring the feelings of gratitude into it, right?
Yeah. Also during that time, I began to listen to, if I may say, Eric Thomas and the Secret to Success podcast.
Yep.
Because that was another area of positive thinking. And I was, like I said, it was really tough what I was going through. Like nobody but God. And I thank God for making that sacrifice and doing that with you, because I feel that helped prepare me for that time. But as I was listening to the podcast, one of them said something about their child being able to experience what they never experienced in life. And a switch just flipped. I went and got my book right then and there because I was getting ready to get in the shower, and I was out of town, so I had to put clothes back on, go get my book in that moment, and in that I wrote my gratitude statement for where my daughter was and what was happening. That when I allowed others to experience her in that trying time that she was experiencing, that was also affecting me. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. She had a safe space to be at. And that is key, and it like broke something in me. And I saw her and our relationship change for the better. When that broke in me, being able to write that statement, and then to be able to see the other parties involved and have a freeness, because I found that gratitude. That was the most powerful experience for me in my writing.
And for you guys that don't know Tamara, she's got one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen. She is just easy to connect with. People are always looking to her for leadership and looking to her for help. To her despair sometimes, but that's only because people like us who feel like we're made to serve, made to help. That's just a natural thing. People gravitate to you, and that's what I think connected us. And during that space in your journey where you needed it the most, I was able to have those tools to help you taking. What was it like up in?
A lot of negative talk. This is too much. Sometimes in the beginning, I would doze off because it was so heavy to push through. I had moments where, because I'll be laying in the bed or whatever when I first wake up, either before I went to bed or when I woke up, write something, take a nap, whatever. Usually around that time. And I would just doze off. And then I noticed I was able to write it and be energized by the end. But I started, it was rough. Like it would be heavy, and I would tell myself, okay, you can do this.
Okay.
You can do this.
That's the proof in the pudding right there. So last question for you. If someone was on the fence about working with me and they were dealing with the weight, the heaviness, and everything that you had going on before, what's something you tell them about that if they were on the fence?
I would say it's a 360 process. Your weight didn't start with just the eating. It started here. So you have to work the entire system. It's not a, get rich quick overnight type thing. But it works, and it takes the time to work, but it's lasting. It doesn't just go away, when you try and fly on your own. Those things stick with you. They grab root, and it's like, okay, yeah, you might have slipped, but okay. Because even in his coaching, he gives grace, and that means a lot. He's not beating you over the head.
That's not my style.
And that is a very important key in the process, because it teaches you to show grace to yourself.
Oh yeah, I couldn't have said it better. That's exactly
So,
what I'm trying to do. Because
mm-hmm.
it's when you see that, when you feel like you made a bad decision, and we've been ingrained and programmed to beat ourselves up for making that bad decision. All it really takes sometimes is an external party that you trust to hold you
Mm-hmm.
accountable, to just let you off the hook enough times and give you the keys to getting your road back, getting back on that track.
Yes.
And then you start doing it for yourself. You're like, that felt good. I'm gonna start doing that for myself too.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
it was
It
amazing
moves you
working with
from
you.
negative
Oh
reinforcement to
yeah.
positive reinforcement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's like you said, sometimes you just need a little bit of help in there, and then you can hit the
Mm-hmm.
ground running and you got it right.
Yes.
So what I'll say is it's been amazing working with you. You are still making huge progress. It is amazing to see that a year from now, after more than a year before,
Mm-hmm.
since you worked with me, you
Yes.
picked the tools and you're using it and implementing it in your life. And that was my goal with all this coaching, was to give people the tools they need to take control of their life. So I'm definitely very, very proud of you. And I want you to just keep it going, keep consistent on that.
Thank you. I appreciate
You,
that so
you're
much.
welcome.
Yeah.